Irate Gamer is now on Patreon. Get early access to all things Irate Gamer weeks before they're released on YouTube. So click on the link in the description for exclusive content only on Patreon. Ah yes, the world of Popeye. And it was actually one of the very first games I owned for the NES. Boy, I played this game till I pretty much puked. So today, we're going to review Popeye in both its prequel and sequel. Let's go! So here we have Popeye for the NES, and as you know, Popeye loves to eat spinach, so he can go all Super Saiyan on the bad guys. And I just love that there's an 8-bit version of that song in this game. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man, he lives in a garbage can. Oh, wait a minute, wrong version. Of course, I learned that one on the playground back in 1st grade, but I digress. Ah, the memories. The Popeye game here is pretty simplistic since it was released near the launch time of the NES. Your mission is to collect all the hearts being thrown down at you by your girl Olive Oyl, and to do so while avoiding your arch nemesis Bluto. By grabbing the spinach here, you can now turn the tables by knocking his ass out into the water below, or time things just right and smack a can right onto his head. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Boy, if this game also has a way to tar and feather this asshole, it'd be the icing on the cake. So after collecting 24 hearts, Olive Oyl is all yours. But only for a second until stage 2 pops up, where Olive Oyl now thinks she's the next Taylor Swift over here, dropping musical notes down everywhere. As a bonus, we also get a new jumping mechanic with a cameo by Sweepy. Ah, cool, gotta love that. But of course, look at this nonsense. Bluto can jump on this thing too? Damn, and this guy's gotten faster and more cunning in this second round as he tries to catch up to me. Oh, but au contraire, mon frere, you're no match for my He-Man spinach transformations. By the power of Grayskull! Yeah, take that! Aha! Now you know what it feels like! Ah, that piece of shit He-Man! This final battle between good and evil spills out into the high seas next, as Popeye now has to collect all the letters containing the word help, which now builds a ladder up towards Olive Oyl. Oh, what's this? And of course that spells shit. Yep, and shit is right because now it's hitting the fan with all these vultures dive bombing you, Bluto getting more relentless, and then after saving Olive Oyl, the game restarts, and now we have the dreaded Sea Hag villain trying to take pot shots at you. A cool cameo, but of course at my expense. And if you're wondering why this game starts looping over at stage 3, well, it's because this game is a port of the Popeye arcade game. Ah, now I get it! But wait a minute, how did Popeye, a cartoon character from the 60s and earlier, get a video game in the 1980s? To answer that, well, we're gonna have to rewind back to 1980. Because that's when the Popeye cartoon was having its resurgence, thanks to the release of the Popeye movie.
Hey, wait a minute, are you trying to pull a fast one? You can't walk yet.
At the same time, Nintendo thought, hey, let's make a video game featuring Popeye. So a game was put in development, and the landscape in the video game was based around an old Popeye episode that involved a sleepwalking Olive Oyl wandering into a construction site, and Popeye having to run around this steel-beamed obstacle course in order to save her from harm. Oh, what a classic. And the video game that Nintendo ended up creating around this episode involved a bunch of tiered rows of construction beams, allowing Popeye to dodge barrels, bombs, and collect spinach. Unfortunately, owner King Features denied the request for Nintendo to use Popeye in their game, so Nintendo just improvised by slapping some crap together involving gorillas and plumbers. And yes, this is the 100% exact truth on the story of how Donkey Kong came into existence. Pretty crazy, right? Thankfully, this game released in 1981 did well enough that when King Features was approached again by Nintendo, they said, fine, we want to make money with you now. So a new Popeye game was produced and released the next year, which eventually became ported to the NES. Hey, wait a minute, what the hell's this? Wimpy was actually in the arcade game? And this is just mind-blowing to me since they deleted his entire presence from the NES version. I swear if I find out there was originally supposed to be a Jeep on this ship, I'm gonna lose my shit. Now another interesting fact which I didn't know about was that this game had a sequel only for the Famicom. What? But maybe sequel is too strong of a word, because this game is more like Popeye Hangman. And I say that because olive oil here gives you a word in Japanese, and you have to figure out what this word means in English. And I only know that's the gist of this game is because olive oil gave me the word Usagi. Wait a minute, like in the Usagi Yojimbo from the Ninja Turtles? Oh yeah, I know that means rabbit. Oh cool, check me out. Yep, because everything I learned in life revolves around the Ninja Turtles. Cowabunga. But be careful here because each wrong letter you pick causes Bluto to push Sweet Pea closer to the edge, which will drop him from the screen. And as much as I want to crap all over this game, I really can't because I found it oddly enjoyable to play. I mean, the second game here gets a little bit tedious since I had to try guessing this 4-letter word, and of course, I failed miserably at it since I had no hints whatsoever. Ah, poop. Anyways, I had no idea this Popeye game had such a lush history on the NES. Well, now you know, and I'll see you next time.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Irate Gamer is now on Patreon. Get early access to all things Irate Gamer weeks before they're released on YouTube. So click on the link in the description for exclusive content only on Patreon.